It's time for some real education. In 2010, Chinese artist Ai Weiwei created the Circle of Animals and Zodiac Heads, a work in keeping with his commitment to political art. The figures were created in a smallish gold version and large bronze set. On one level, they serve as a critique of Mao's brutal cultural revolution. In 2015, the small gold version sold for $4.4 million, and the larger bronze sold at auction for $5.4 million.
Yeah, take a look. Before we even start talking about it, let's get in our mind what this is. The Circle of Animals slash the Zodiac. This is the Chinese New Year creatures, right? The creatures that represent the Chinese New Year. So take a look at some of those pictures that we have here. This is that smaller gold set, $4.4 million worth. Each of those characters in the Chinese Zodiac. Take a look at the next slide there. This is the larger bronze version. As you can see, there's a large discrepancy in the height. That's, of course, the rat. Move forward a little bit more. You can get a sense of them as they're lined up down the row. You can see the rooster there, the cock. You can see the dog keep going down. And you can see them paired together, the pig and the dog, and keep moving down. The rooster, the cock there, and then the monkey, and you can move down through them. And they're really, they're clever, they're well conceived, they're well achieved in the sculptural medium in which they've been chosen. And they said they mean a lot to China, and there are reasons for this. As you continue, Michael, keep flashing through the pictures as I read. They are inspired by those that once comprised a water clock fountain at the Yanming Yuan, which is a complex of palaces and gardens in Beijing that were constructed during the Qianlong Emperor of the Qing dynasty. The Yunming Yuan was eventually destroyed by French and British troops in 1860, where these statues were, in the Second Opium War, at which time the fountainheads were looted. They were originally made by an Italian Jesuit priest, Giuseppe Castiglione. So originally they were made by an Italian Jesuit priest who was a missionary to China. During the later wars between China and Britain, they were destroyed by the British. And Ai Weiwei, the artist here, has got his finger on the pulse of politics. He's talking here about colonialism. He's talking about here how these great figures of the Chinese calendar were created in bronze by a Jesuit priest from the West, destroyed then by Britain in the Opium Wars. And it's a long commentary on China's history with outsiders. Don't forget, this is the same China that built the Great Wall to keep outsiders out, a culture that was very cognizant that it didn't want to water itself down with refugees and with immigrants from other places. And so I think I here is talking about all of these cultural interactions and what they mean. Katie mentioned there's even a critique here, I think, about the cultural great leap forward and what that did to art and artists. The idea that all of these figures from the vaunted Chinese New Year going back thousands of years have been cut off, beheaded, so to speak, and hung on posts, perhaps as a little something about China's own internal problems as a communist country as well.